Would you shut that door?
Hi, welcome. It's Tuesday. It's the first Tuesday of the month, and it's our all consultant call.
Yeah.
Welcome.
All right. So Ariel's got Facebook Live happening. So if you
Yes.
see us looking different places, thank you so much. Can you shut that door? I appreciate it. Look at that. My boys brought me a Coke Zero.
The best.
God, training those boys up right. And then we have chat over here, which Courtney's monitoring. So feel free to ask your questions anywhere. We'll try to make sure that we are catching all of those. So first, we are making a couple of changes this year on these calls. So they're always going to be the first Tuesday of the month, which today's February 1st. So here we are. So that one makes it really easy for us. We don't have to keep up, and y'all don't have to keep up with that. And then we aren't going to do a full shout outs. It kind of takes forever. And used to, we would say, okay, the people of 2000 is, and now it's like, whoa. So instead we are going to reserve that and give it all its glory on the Facebook page. So watch for those probably tomorrow. And we are going to try to keep these really short and sweet. So we're going to talk a little faster today because we got a big thing to get through. And we also really want to focus a little bit more this year on not only our head work, but our heart work. So heart and head, so that we can take a step back from the crazy of the LTOs and just our $1 billion year that we've had, and really get back to our why. So we're going to talk about that today. If you don't already, get you a piece of paper and a pen. So real quick, I just want to go over the things that are the highlights for February. One, we have the brick by brick incentive. We're going to talk about that here in a bit. We have Harry Potter coming at close to the end of the month. We have Baymax coming. We have some new Disney Dumbo collection products coming. We have the All Is Well collection that we were able to pre-order. We have Valentine's collection. We have the Bring Back My Buddy voting. And we have a brand new catalog that just started as well. So it's going to be a really big month. If you've ever thought February was a slow month, you are completely wrong this time around, because it's going to be such a big month. Paid it title all around. Okay. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and just dive right in. The first thing, we're going to kind of take you through a little bit of a journey with this head and heart work today.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah. What I would do. Oh, yeah, you do that. Do it.
Okay.
Sorry.
So we started our game.
Forget our game.
Yeah, it's a new game that we started this year, because last year, we did the drawing on the head and then the origami, but this year we're doing a this or that. Okay, so are you ready? Here's the first one. Harry Potter or Star Wars? And if you're in the comments only, just drop your comment. Harry Potter or Star Wars? Okay.
Liz, you're a Star Wars? Oh, okay.
It doesn't matter what you do. Just like the open palm is the Harry Potter, the closed found it is the Star Wars.
Okay. Harry Potter.
Perfect. I know it's a tough one. It kind of hurt me to choose. My heart is with Harry, but you can't see my display. That's not helpful. Harry Potter, but I also love Star Wars.
That was hard. Oh, look.
Oh, did she feel left out?
Sorry. I'm sorry, Leia.
That was rude.
Okay, next.
All right, second one. You go.
Okay, the next one, and y'all got to know that this has a purpose, right? Baby elephants or llamas? Baby elephant, we got Dumbo coming, and llamas, we have that cute new buddy clip. We got a llama.
It's so cute. I'm so excited to get it.
Lots of llamas. That little thing is cute. Okay, next.
All right, the next one. Mango or sugarcane? There was a lot of questioning on that when I saw your faces.
We got a mango in the comments too.
Perfect.
All right. The last one is the most important.
It's pretty
ice cream or froyo? Ice cream in the
Ice
comments.
cream or frozen yogurt?
I don't
Froyo.
see
For those
any
of you who don't know, maybe frozen yogurt is froyo. It's a shortened bloop bloop. I used to
Okay.
resent that, by the way. That's a different story for a different time. I now embrace it.
It looks like Facebook Live agrees on ice cream. We do have a froyo in the comments here on Zoom. So awesome. Okay. So let's get started a little bit with our head and heart work, if you will. So the first thing, and like I said, we're going to kind of take you through this journey. The first thing that I want to address here on February 1st is that we just ended yesterday a 6-month-long incentive. There's a lot of feels that come after those incentives. So whether you didn't earn it, whether you earned it level 1 or 2 or 3, wherever you are at, just know that we are extremely proud of you, and you should be proud of yourself, because no matter what, you still moved forward. You still had growth, because the cool thing about the incentives is they're actually built in a very scientific way that if you do what the incentive tells you to do, then you're going to grow your business. So you really can't go wrong, because if you're moving forward in points, you're moving forward in your business. So I want you, if you feel any sort of way about the incentive, about not earning, about seeing all these other people earn, about comparing yourself, to let that melt away. Because the beautiful thing is that now is a Ariel.
Fresh start. New month. Clean slate. Blank slate? Clean. It's a blank? It's a blank slate. So yeah, it's a fresh start where we all get to go back to the same place. Something really fun that a lot of consultants do is at the beginning of every incentive period, and some even do it every month, they treat themselves as if they are an essential consultant, and they run their shooting star all over again. So whether it's the first of the new catalog or it's the first of a brand new month, they try to earn themselves a shooting star, award in the first 14 days, which is so dang cool. I mean, 15. You know what I mean? But the brand new incentive, have you guys had a chance to look at the details? So it's called the brick by brick incentive. There's going to be 3 installments because you are laying the foundation brick by brick. And the first 2 months, so February and March, are going to be help enroll a new consultant from January 1st through the end of March, and they certify, and you've earned level 1, and you get this really rad kit. It's a microphone and a ring light. I'm looking over at my ring light, and a phone holder so that you can, do your lives. You can have like this fun little business kit that you've earned to help with videos and, podcasts, or, whatever the case may be. It's a really cool kit. And each time that you earn the next level, you'll get a new prize. We don't have any other details on the second and third bricks yet, but if you earn all 3 bricks, you have the chance to earn a grand prize. There's 3 options for the grand prize. There is a set of luggage, which is so dang rad. I actually have 2 sets of luggage from previously earned incentives and goals. So it's really good luggage. It's quality. It's a 2-piece set, I believe. The second option is $200 in product credit for you to use however you want. So with it being ended at the start of the new catalog season, you could spend it on new fall stuff. And then the third option is a set of custom Vans sneakers, which that's my goal. It's my custom Vans, because Converse, I like them. They're too narrow for my feet. I have weird feet, so like Vans, I could totally dig some Vans. So that's what we're starting right now, is that new incentive period, but it takes us back to the basics. We are all on that clean blank slate with a fresh start to work our business from the ground up, from the foundation up. It doesn't matter where you are at in your business. Clean, blank, fresh start slate today.
Perfect. Okay, so now that we had a little therapy session about the last 6 months, and we have a blank slate, Now it's time for us to take a step back and think again about our why. So, if you've been around for a while, it almost might seem cliche. And that's why we're like, God, we haven't talked about it in a while. So it's going back to that. So, what is a why? If you know the author Simon Sinek, love him. I've shared his video about why probably 24 times. But Simon Sinek says that our why is the purpose or cause of belief that drives us. It's why do you do what you do? Okay. And it's not for the money, and maybe not even what you will do with that money, but instead what will fundamentally change in your life because of that money. So it might not be because I can make $100 extra a month, because I can take my, I can go out to dinner with my family. It's because it's going to give me that family time that I've been craving. So that is my why. It's that emotional connector. It's really sort of, I always say, it's what sets your heart on fire. It's what almost gives you like butterflies and goosebumps when you think about it. It's kind of when you know what your purpose is, and you kind of have that feeling. So why do you need a why? I have notes here which I'm looking at, but your why drives you when you aren't motivated or inspired, which that happens a lot, especially as an entrepreneur. So when you're not inspired to put in the work, it really helps to drive you during the dips too, because there are going to be dips. There's dips in all of our businesses. It doesn't matter how long you've been in it. There are going to be dips, and the why is what drives you to push past those dips, because after every dip is always going to be that high that you're going to ride. So why is driven again by emotion? And did you know that humans base most of our decision making on emotion? That's why we always say when you sell product, instead of selling by the technicalities of the product or the features and benefits, sell by the emotion. And that's because humans make most of their decisions from that part of their brain. Okay, so before we talk about our why, I want to kind of complete a little activity together. So this is when you're going to get your piece of paper out. Okay, and so we are going to, Ariel and I are going to answer these sort of verbally, but we want you to write down your answers as we're talking through it. Okay, so when I'm having a hard time, and it happens, it's happened in the last month, where I'm like, wait, why am I here? What am I doing? Like, we all have that, right? Raise your hand if you've had that feeling in the last year, right? Should I even be doing this anymore? Like, am I crazy? It happens. I've been doing this for 9.5 years, and I doing it full time, and it still happens. So when you have those feelings, my favorite go-to is to ask myself, okay, what if Scentsy never existed? What would immediately disappear from my life? Okay, so what friends, what experiences, what personal development, what travel, what connection, what freedoms that the money or the income gave me, what would immediately disappear? Okay, so let's go through that really quick, and I want you to think about this. So when you're doing it on your piece of paper, we're going to use the other part of your paper. So either write on the back or take like a corner of it, because we're going to need the rest of your paper. But first question, Ariel. So what would immediately be gone from your life if Scentsy was gone? Like, if Scentsy was gone, not like moving forward, but just like for
like
the last
never come into my life. You would likely not be in my life. We might have met at the Hollisan playground with our kids, maybe, but you left so close, after I had Ember, but you wouldn't be in my life. And subsequently, all the friends that I've made wouldn't be in my life. Now, there's some who I knew before Scentsy, they would still be in my life, but in a different capacity. I mean, we might not have connected the way that we have. And I don't think I would have the confidence I do. And don't get me wrong, I had a lot of confidence growing up, but it was in a different way. And I am more secure in who I am as a person. I think I love bigger and I'm able to say yes more. Like I wouldn't have traveled the world. I wouldn't have gone to the Mediterranean, to Switzerland, to France, to Mexico, to all of these other places and met so many people who have just enriched my lives. My feed would probably be a lot more boring. My, you know, like my sense or my Facebook feed. I probably wouldn't be doing crazy reels.
That's right.
It's just like all these little things.
Yeah. It's kind of terrifying. The longer that you've been in, the longer it's like, oh my gosh, like one decision can truly change your life. And that's when we're talking about changing your life, that's the kind of stuff. So on your paper, like name one friend you would not have in your life without Scentsy. That could be your sponsor, that could be anybody on this feed, that could be your mentor, anybody. Name one experience you wouldn't have. That's a world tour. That is spooning in a hotel room across the world with Ariel. That could be personal development or skills. Would you know how to use Canva? Would you have put forth the effort to figure out how to make a reel or to do TikTok? So what are those things? Personal development. Would you read as many books as you do? Would you better yourself? Would you be talking? Would you be getting up? Would you be healthier or less healthy? And then purchases. What have you purchased with your check that has made a difference in your family's life? And travel. If you've traveled with Scentsy, what would no longer be on your list of places that you've gone or experiences that you've had? So use that as an exercise the next time that you're having a tough time, and know that you are in the right place and just to keep moving forward. Okay, so I think Ariel is going to go next. Yes, talk about the why a little bit more.
You know, so okay, so let's go back to that. Like, how does it make you feel? So now that you've written down what's out of your life, should Scentsy not have ever existed, how does that make you feel? What things does that bring up for you? Like, I'm so sad thinking about the fact that I might never have met Candy and subsequently met Courtney and Brandy and connected with all of you. That makes me sad. You guys fill my cup. You make me happy. You make me excited to come to work because you are my, you know, like coworkers. You're my peers. And it's so fun to connect with so many different people. And I wouldn't have that same experience, you know? So Candy and I have like struggled with this too, because the money was never part of our why we joined. We don't have the stories of needing the income to literally save our family. And that's okay. That's not our story. It's somebody else's story. And that's amazing that this could be the vehicle for them. That's just not our story. And so sometimes when I feel like, what's my why? Sometimes I feel inadequate. And those are the thoughts that I'm trying to change, you know, those neural pathways that I'm trying to change, because I'm trying not to judge myself because that's not my story. But we needed Scentsy in a different capacity. You know, we lived in Korea when I started Scentsy, when Candy started Scentsy. She was, I mean, do you want to tell this part of your story? Because it's not mine.
I mean, yeah, I think just to your point, and the reason that we're bringing this up, and hopefully that all comes full circle for you, is that your why doesn't have to look as dramatic as some of the whys that you see featured. It can be a lot more simple than that. I have a master's degree, worked in a very high capacity at an ad agency for 10 years, pitching multi-million-dollar campaigns at the Pentagon for the National Guard. And then I moved to South Korea and no longer had a job, was pregnant the first month that I was there, didn't know anybody, lived across the world and in a different time zone from everybody. And so I signed up with Scentsy on a whim. I'd never even used it. And so it came into my life and gave me something that I didn't know that I needed. Mm-hmm. And you've probably all got a story similar to that. And so we just want to give you some other things to think about
Mhm.
for your why, so that you actually have one, you connect with one. Something that one of our friends told us that has really resonated with both of us is she said, I want to live a yes life. So what that means is she wants to be able to say, yes, I can buy that. Yes, let's pick up and go to this place on vacation. She doesn't ever want to have to say, no, I can't. I can't afford it. I can't get off work. I don't have the time. So I love that idea of I want to live a yes life because gosh, that's so aspirational. So if that could be one of your whys, then we wanted to share that with you too.
Yeah, for sure. So we want you to write down your why on your paper, you know, near by your all of the other things that you would be without Sensi. And then we're going to provide you a fun vision board digitally. And if you want to do the whole cut out the magazines and copy paste, if that's your jam, we want you to do that. Awesome. Otherwise, we're going to create or provide a digital one that you can just write in, or if you are fancy with Canva and you want to drop pictures in there and make it a whole digital thing, you can absolutely do that. But it's important to be able to have your dream in front of you, because your vision board is something that you literally need to see and be reminded of constantly, because when we go through those dips that Candy was talking about, what's going to pull you through? Your why and seeing what you're working toward. Without those two things, it's going to be really difficult to keep going on the hard days. And when we make these big goals, when we have these awesome ideas and actionable steps we're going to take, oftentimes we're in a really good high vibing place where we feel like we can do anything, right? We can conquer the whole damn world. But sometimes we need to think about what is the thing that we can do? What are the steps, the actionable items that we can do on our worst days that can still push us toward our goal? What are the things that we can do if we're feeling low, if things are just going to hell in a handbasket, if things are changing, if life is happening? What are the things that we can do on our worst days to keep moving forward? So it's awesome to have these big actionable items, these big, huge goals and steps, but make sure that you're providing yourself a judgment-free process as well. Because we all know life happens, but to beat yourself up for that, that's where we need to have that mindset shift and the head and the heart work. We need to work together and understand that things happen and it's okay, but we can still move forward and not judge ourselves and not beat ourselves up, because that happens so frequently. And it's a natural thing. You know what I mean? So that's why a vision board is important.
Okay. All right. So we did our therapy for the last 6 months. We got a blank slate. We have figured out our why. We've gotten a little inspired. We're dreaming a little bit. So let's work on that dream. And this is basically the last little step, okay, before the one that's going to lead us into some programming. So I've got 4 minutes for the 30 minutes I promised you. So I'm going to talk real fast and you have to draw real fast. Ready? Okay. So we're going to do a little worksheet. We're doing a little sketching. Get your pen and your paper out. I'm going to ask you some questions. So what we're going to do is vision boards sound great. They sound great in theory. We talk about it every year, but how many times have you actually done them? I know Liz is fantastic about doing stuff like this, but how many of you have not ever actually done it? Amanda, okay, Edie. All right, well, that's good. Okay, but not always. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually just sketch that whole sucker out. Then, like Ariel said, you can go do magazine clippings and make it bigger and better, or that can be your vision board. So I'm going to ask you a couple questions. I want you to sketch out your answers. And then if you want to add to it, you can. Okay, so these just get you started. Ready? The first one is, what's one personal development goal you have this year? Is it running? Is it writing a book? Is it losing weight? Is it a personal record on your Peloton? Is it something else? Okay. What is it? So draw it out. 5, 4, 3, 1. You got to draw fast. Okay. The next one. If you were completely fearless, what's one thing you want to mark off your bucket list this year? skydiving on your list? What about publishing the book that you wrote? What about monetizing the artistry, the paintings that you do? You've never really showed anybody. What if it's something like you sing and you're amazing, but nobody knows it? What if it's putting that out there? So, off your bucket list, if you're completely fearless, what would it be? 4, 3, 2. All right. Now let's do a little Scentsy. What is your goal title with Scentsy? Not only what do you wish you could be, it's what do you want to be and are willing to work to get there? Because that's the difference, right? I want to be a circle of excellence and I don't know, sell $100,000 this year, but am I willing to do what it takes to sell 100,000? No. So that's where the realisticness comes in. Yes, this is for 2022.
Forever.
Okay, what is the
vision board?
what is your goal monthly paycheck with Scentsy? Like a not for every single month consistent, but it's like, you know what? If 1 month out of this year I can make a $2,000 paycheck or hit a $5,000 paycheck, what is that one goal? Okay, just write that number down, circle it, go ahead and write beside it what you mean. Okay. You can draw yourself a check. Whatever.
Yes.
Now the next thing, if you hit your goal check, what are you going to do with it? Maybe draw a little arrow from that goal check. Draw yourself on vacation, on the beach, the Mai Tai. What are you going to do with that paycheck? Is there a vacation? Is there a car? Is there a house? Is there moving somewhere? Is that making so your husband doesn't have to go to a second job or your spouse? What is that? Now, this vision board can go in so many other directions, just depending on where you are. So feel free to ask yourself more questions and just draw it out. And like I said, you can go further with it, but sometimes, it's progress over perfection. So it doesn't have to be perfect, just has to be down on paper, because when we see things, then it makes our brain do work without us even thinking about it. That's why when something is bothering us, like finances, we don't even go into our checking account, right? If your finances are like struggling, are you going to keep checking your pay account all the time? But if your finances are good, you're like, oh yeah, you're going to keep checking it. It's the same thing. You want to have the thing that you want to be focused on, because your brain is so super cool and it works on things while you are doing other things. You just have to make sure that it's there in front of it. Okay, so leading into that, what have we covered so far? And what's our last step, Ariel?
Joining the consultant huddles that we will be having to make an action plan.
So what have we had? We've had therapy, right? We've had our therapy. We had cleared our slate. We got re-inspired. We figured out our why. We created our vision board. And now we have to take action. And we're going to do that how?
Joining us in the huddles. Is this not what you want me to say?
No, for sure. Just they may not know what we're talking about.
Okay, I was gonna go into more detail, but then oh no, what happened? Low battery, shoot. I hope it didn't cut out on Facebook. So we are starting consultant huddles by title. We are going to have an essential call, a certified call, and a rising leaders call with lead, star, and superstar. And it will be the second Tuesday of the month. And we're gonna let you guys know the time. We'll create events so that everybody has a link for their specific event, and it's only going to be if you are at that title, because we're going to be covering things that are title specific and help create action plans that line up with where you are and help you reach those goals that you have set on your vision board. So those will be the second Tuesday of the month, and they are starting next week, right? Because we are the first Tuesday, which is going to be all consultant calls. Second Tuesday will be the title huddles. And gosh, I am so dang excited. Once we get those all squared away, we will make sure you guys all have the information and you can share them with your teams and make sure that they understand what they are, why they are, and you know that we're here for everybody. And they're going to be 30 minutes each, so they're going to be concise, and we're going to focus on things that are important. Like for the essential consultants, we're going to make sure they know the basics, what the comp plan is, and basics, workstation basics, certified. We're just going to go up from there. But once you start becoming a leader and you are working toward building your team, those require different actions. And so that conversation is different. And that's why we're doing the rising leaders separately from essential and certified. So this is going to be kind of like an onboarding type call. Welcome, get to know, connect with people who are just starting with you. Certified, okay, you're here. What do you want to do with your business? How do you want to grow? And then leaders, we are growing, we are going places, and we are doing it together. Very exciting. We are really pumped to give it to you. And then we're also going to do some power hours. Those are details for later though. Don't worry your pretty heads.
Yes. And to that point, Edie said, do you know what time we will do those Zooms in the evening, but we will be doing those power hours during the daytime. So no matter what you can do, we're going to have a place for you. But some of you on here are maybe like, maybe you don't need the consultant call, the consultant huddle. You do, but let me just say this. This is also to help you, because we are going to be helping you support your team underneath you. So you bring people on and you're going to give them that one-on-one support that they need, and we're going to give you the support you need to support them. So this is just a little bit of a safety net for you to help us all like rise together. So we are really excited about it. There's been some really in other groups really big changes that have happened to these consultant huddles, connection that happens, conversations that happen between titles that are really, really valuable. So yeah, we're excited about it. And we're only 5 minutes over. That's not super terrible.
Yeah, we've done worse.
We've done a lot worse. Okay, any questions? We just talked like fast.
We did. And I think it's time for a group hug.
I had just one question.
Yeah.
Sorry. No, I put it in the comment and everything. So for instance, like if say you're a superstar consultant and you promote during those huddles to director, are you going to do a director huddle for like maybe the first 6 months to help us not achieve, but obtain director level?
We were, to be completely transparent, we've been talking about what we want to do. So the answer is we will have something for that director and that director to capacity, but we haven't quite nailed down what that is going to be. We've tried different things over the years, and we want it to be, maybe we work with you guys, you know, Courtney, Randy, they're on the call, help us help you. So we don't know the answer to that yet, but we are working on it and we will let you know. And hopefully you need to know that answer sooner than later.
Yes, that was a great question. Love it. We do have a separate directors group. And again, that's where we kind of figure out where everybody is and, you know, where we're going, how we can help support each other. And again, that's a different conversation because every level that you go to, every rank that you make, it's a different kind of conversation. And so it's, we have those conversations. We have lots of conversations. That's it.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We will try to keep these short and sweet for you. Hope that you got something out of it. It was beneficial. Take this as just the first step and really dive deeper into all the information and hopefully move forward. So thank you all so much. We'll see you over on Firefly Nomad.
Thank you, ladies.
Bye, y'all.